still be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready.
Hey cuties, and welcome back to another CC haul. Today I once again have over 100 new CC items for both your male and your female Sims. As always, you can find links to all of those in the description down below, and I have done a bunch of these CC hauls in the past, so I'll make sure to link a playlist right now with all of the CC hauls in it, so you can go check those out if you're still in need of more CC after this video. But without further ado, let's get straight into this. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you're all excited for the weekend if you're watching this on Friday when it's uploaded. If not, I don't know, have a great Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day it might be for you. But for me, it's almost the weekend and I am so excited. I feel like for the past few videos, all I have talked about is just about like being extremely tired, and I will 100% stumble over my words today. I've tried recording this voiceover a million times, but we're just rolling with it now, okay? Cut me some slack, please. I'm just extremely exhausted. It's definitely the weather. I've said this a bunch of times, like my body is just not great when it comes to adjusting to drastic temperature changes, and just last week it was 15-16 degrees, rainy, gloomy, and now it's a whole week of 28 to 30 degrees and sunshine, which my body doesn't like, and I think it's just making me super tired and exhausted. But we'll push through it. I'm just excited for the weekend to, like, you know, just relax a little bit, do some reading, do some gaming. I have been playing a lot of Coral Island. I did upload like a video of when I first looked at the game ages ago. When it first came out, that must have been like, I think about a year ago or something, like August a year ago, maybe July, something like that. I feel like it's been out for that long, but it was not a full release. It was in its beta version, or beta, I never know how to pronounce that, but you know what I mean. Pre-release kind of release. That makes sense. So not all the features were included yet, and then I played it for a little bit and I loved the game and the concept, but it was kind of annoying because I feel like the features that weren't implemented yet, they didn't really do the best job of telling you that you couldn't progress in like a certain storyline or do certain crafting recipes because you still can't get like the items that you need for it. I feel like they didn't do the best job at that, but now that most things are in the game, it is so much fun. And there was like a huge update where in Coral Island, it's kind of like a farming sim, just like Stardew Valley, and is definitely heavily inspired by Stardew Valley, but it plays in a different setting. It plays on this like island, and there's just a lot of like different vibes from different cultures, and it's very nice. And there's also mermaids in the game, which is a very refreshing change because I haven't seen that in any other farming sims. So that has been really exciting, and I'm just like trying to get through that story now, which is really fun, and I've been like very addicted to it. I don't want to stop playing it. I'm having so much fun. And then I also, oh my god, like I don't know what's wrong with me lately, but all of the shows that I could possibly watch, I recently just watch in one day and have nothing left for the next day, and then I'm like in this slump where I don't know what to watch. But I recently watched the new Ultimatum, that's what it's called, right? Yeah, the new Ultimatum season on Netflix, and I don't have anyone to talk about it. Like no one I know likes reality TV, and it's a problem because who am I going to talk to about all of the crazy things that happened in that? It also made me realize something that probably isn't true for like the whole of America, but when I watch those shows, a lot of times when they talk, because if you don't know, I'm just gonna quickly explain what the Ultimatum is if you have like no clue and never heard about it. It's basically this like reality TV show where couples go, and one person in the couple, I guess, wants to get married and gave their partner an ultimatum that if they don't get married after the show, they will have to break up. And then they go into this and kind of like break up-ish, like go on a break, I guess, and date all of the other people that are in the show who also, one of them gave an ultimatum and one of them received one, and then they date, and then these new couples go into like a trial marriage where they have to live together and figure things out, and like, I don't know, it's like crazy to me that anyone would do that, but it's very entertaining to watch because there's obviously a lot of drama. This season, I'm gonna say it wasn't that dramatic because the last two, there was one, like the ultimatum Queer Love, I think it was called, where I felt like there were a lot of new connections between the new couples, like a lot of kissing and romancing going on, which is like the most dramatic that can, like, I feel like the most drama that can happen in these shows. And in that one, like in the new season, I feel like there was barely any of that, like barely any of them really got into any romance stuff at all. But what was I gonna get into? Why did I explain this? Where was I trying to go with this? Welcome to my brain. What was I gonna say? I want to talk to people about it. Oh yeah, because this season, like, and I've just seen that and heard that in a lot of other reality TV shows from America, it totally throws me off because the people that were in a trial marriage, for example, there was a woman who told the guy that she would be fine, like he has to earn a lot of money because she would be fine to pay for like electricity and water, but obviously he would have to take care of the rent. And to me, I mean, it's 2023, it was extremely wild to say something like that. And the guy just kind of took it, and everyone in the TV show kind of had like that same mindset of the guy having to pay for the rent. And it completely blew my mind. I was like, I cannot imagine anyone saying that and that being like the general opinion. And I don't know if that's like more of a thing in America still, or if it's just on these reality TV shows because it's like maybe a certain type of person that would go there. And I do know I have a lot of like American people watching me. So if you're still here and listening, let me know. Like, do you think that's outrageous to say? Because for me, I heard that and I was like, what did you just say? Like, you just expect someone to cover all of the rent? Like, that makes no sense. What I understand, like, as a couple is if you move in together, I personally, like, obviously everyone has to figure out their own way, but I personally think it's like the most fair to kind of see what everyone, like each of you earns, and then maybe pay like a percentage, like the same percentage of your earnings, just so that one person isn't constantly broke at the end of the month and the other is like fine. Because I don't know, I just feel like in a relationship you kind of, if you add the step to move in together, and all of these people on the show were obviously also talking about kids, I just personally feel like obviously you want to take care of your partner. You want to make sure they can have savings, you know, to make sure they can put it into their retirement money and stuff like that. I don't get why you wouldn't split it as fairly as possible. And that isn't like necessarily 50-50 each if one of the partner people, what if one of the people in the couple earns a significant amount more? I feel like it's also kind of nice and fair to pay more rent, but I don't know. If you have any takes on this, let me know. I also feel like you kind of have to be at the stage in your life where you're like independent to even think about that, because as a teenage me, I probably had like no opinion on this, to be honest. I was probably like, I don't know, whatever, but I never grew up with a dad who had more money than my mom. It was always the other way around, so maybe that's why I also find it a bit more crazy to hear these things. But I just thought it was wild, like to put all of this responsibility onto one person in a couple. And I mean, it wasn't even because she wanted to stay home with the kids, which then obviously it makes sense that he would have to be able to somehow pay the rent if only one person works, and if that's how they want to do it, then obviously that makes sense. But they weren't even talking about kids yet. So to me, I was just mind blown, because all of these guys on the show as well that didn't want to get married yet, they were like, I want to make sure I'm financially stable and blah, blah, blah. And that was just so weird to me, because I'm like, it's 2023, a woman can get her own job, make her own money. She doesn't need someone to support her. Like, it's not how it is anymore. And it blew my mind that it was totally fine for these people to say it, and no one was like, don't you think that's a bit like old-fashioned? But whatever. I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want with your life, with your money, but there was also this one woman on the show that drove me absolutely bonkers, because her partner apparently before she met him was like, in her words, such a loser who like didn't get his shit together and was just at home playing video games and like not having a great job and blah blah blah. And she made it out as if she was like his savior and came and like swept him up and like made him a successful businessman. Like she was going on about how she's not going to marry him before he starts a business and all of that crap. And it drove me so crazy because all she talked about was her career and how much like of a businesswoman she is and how she works all day and how she expects her partner to do the same. And I'm just like, okay, but if you meet someone who's not that type of person, like who I don't think would have ever started a business if she didn't push him into it, and then pretending that you were like there to save him, and to me that just felt so sad. And the way she talked about him just made me so sad. I was like, this poor guy, like leave him alone. And her parents were also really weird about it. I don't know. It was just so odd to me that someone makes their whole personality about like being a business owner and earning so much money and that being like work being the most important thing. That to me was just mind-boggling. But it is even worse how she talked about her partner who she claims to love. That was just very sad to me. But anyways, ending on a bit of a sad note here. I'm sorry. But let me know if you watched that show. Let me know what your thoughts were. But anyways, with that said, the video is coming to an end real soon here. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you all next time. Bye!